Hi, I'm Georgina Adamson, marketing consultant for In Healthcare. In line with International Women's Day, I am on a mission to highlight the brilliant women that work at In Healthcare. I'm interviewing Charli Land, recently back from mat leave. Charli plays a crucial role ensuring customer projects are delivered on time and efficiently. Charli has worked in tech for more than 10 years. She's climbed the career ladder to now as senior women in tech. Hi, Charli.
Hi, George.
Would you like to introduce yourself and perhaps explain a bit about what you do on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, of course. So, as you've mentioned, I've just recently returned from maternity leave. Whilst I was off in healthcare, grew and evolved as a business, which meant on my return to work, my role had also evolved and changed. As part of my return to work, it was decided that I would job share my current role, which is head of operations, which is absolutely great. It allows me to have the work-life balance that I enjoy, whilst also retaining that job satisfaction and carrying out a role that I love doing. My role itself, the main aim of it is to ensure the smooth running of operations within the business. So overseeing productivity and essentially ensuring that we're delivering what our customers need on time and efficiently and effectively. My current remit includes program management, project management, training and deployment, and customer service. My role from a program management perspective is quite varied. So I work on a lot of tactical projects, and I also work on a lot of strategic projects, which means on a day-to-day basis, my role can vary considerably. I can be sitting down and drafting contracts with our BDMs and account managers, ensuring that what we're signing up to with our customers is feasible, attending senior management meetings around product and sales strategy. I can be attending project meetings with our customers and supporting our project managers, reviewing policies and procedures, making sure we're continually improving. It really is quite a varied role, which is what I absolutely love, to be honest.
Brilliant. And you touched on there how you're back from maternity leave and you're doing your job share, which suits that work-life balance at the moment. And it reminded me because I recently saw this study, I think it was just last week, that it said that working from home is actually keeping mums employed. And for me, this just really resonated as a mum of two. I love working from home, and I also love coming into the office to seeing all you girls, and the boys too. But the juggle is really real. So did that sort of resonate with you as well?
Absolutely. I mean, as you can probably see, I'm working from home today myself because I need to do the nursery pickup. So yeah, working from home, and it's absolutely great. It allows you to keep that work-life balance. You'll know yourself, once you've done the nursery drop-off in the morning, straight home, log on without the stress of then getting to work in the morning. But like you say, going into the office is great. It gives you that interaction with your colleagues that I think is really important. Pick up on conversations, in the kitchen and all of that kind of thing. So I really think it's great, and I do think COVID played a massive part in that. Flexible working and working from home has obviously changed, and I think that supports us working mums, and I truly believe that working from home keeps a lot of mums in work,
Yeah.
and especially keeping them in jobs they love, like I touched on. The role I was doing before, it's not a part-time role, but doing a job share and working from home allows me to keep up with my responsibilities at work and as a mum.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, okay, so what would you say, what would the factors be that have contributed to your success as a woman in tech?
I have actually touched on this in a previous interview a couple of years ago. For me, having a support network of people, both professionally and personally, who believe in you and support you, was so important for myself. I think it's really important to point out as well, that's not just a support network of women. At the start of my career, I had two managers who were both male, and they absolutely supported me no end. They enabled me to be in situations and scenarios that maybe were a little bit out of my depth at the time, but it really forced me to kind of gain valuable knowledge and experience in the industry. I think having people kind of vouching for you and saying, I trust you to do this job and you're capable of doing this job, it really helps to build your confidence and helps you to believe in your own skill set. So I think that core set of people was so important for myself. And 10 years down the line, I still go to some of those people now for support and advice in my career and day-to-day roles. So that for me is just absolutely brilliant. I think another thing I would say is I've always been quite a curious person and I love to keep learning. And I do keep a very open mind. So, as I say, after 10 plus years working in digital health, I think you can't rest on your laurels. You know, the industry is constantly changing. The NHS, as we know, is constantly changing, and technology is advancing like it has never advanced before. So making sure that you stay curious, constantly question things, and making sure you're learning continually is really important as well. And I think that enables you to be quite successful and make sure, I guess, that you don't fall behind the times.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you touched on that confidence thing there as well. And I think sometimes women, we might lack the confidence perhaps compared to men in the same roles. Um, so it's important that as women we do believe in ourselves, and we keep that confidence because we can do it. You just, like you say, you have to have the right support network around.
Yeah, 100%. And I've seen kind of an article and some stats around how women are less likely to go for jobs where they think that they
Mm,
don't meet the specific criteria, whereas a
yes.
higher percentage of males would think I can do 2 or 3 of those, therefore I'll go for that role. And I think in that sense we do hold ourselves back. So I think to have
Mhm.
people, in your ear saying you are more than capable of doing that, you've got the skills that's required, I think it's really important.
Yeah, absolutely. And Charlie, so what does a woman in tech mean to you?
This is quite an interesting question for me, George. I don't necessarily kind of think of myself as a woman in tech. Maybe that's partly because it's what I've always known and it's kind of the career I've had since I left university. But I think as well the kind of phrase women in tech is quite limited, and it also gives across a kind of perception that you have to be a software developer or a tester to be a woman in tech, when in actual fact that's absolutely not the case. There are a lot of other roles within a tech business, HR, finance, people like yourself, marketing. So when you're thinking of women in tech, what I would say is you don't necessarily have to have that technical skill set. There are a lot of other supporting roles that are needed. There's a lot of cogs within the wheel that needs to turn, to help us to deliver what we need to within the digital health industry. So don't kind of count yourself out. If you want to look at working within a tech business, there are a lot of other roles aside from those technical type of roles.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's, you know, you a woman can be a developer, a tester, um, a woman could have a very technical role. But also if that's not for them, then there's plenty of other roles, as you say, in the business. Yeah, absolutely. So Charlie, you've been in tech for 10 years. Well, you've been in digital health for 10 years. And so why kind of digital health? What makes you passionate about it?
So, in all honesty, I didn't, wake up one morning and think I really want to work in digital health. It's obviously quite a unique thing. I wasn't a child that said I really want to be a doctor or a hairdresser or anything like that. When I was at university, I did a sandwich degree, and my sandwich year was working within a digital health business. And then when I left university and graduated, I jumped back into it. So I guess you could kind of say I fell into digital health. However, I have been doing it, as you say, over 10 years now. And I guess the thing that keeps me doing it and keeps me passionate about it is really seeing the kind of solutions being used in the real world. So being used by clinicians, being used by patients. Yourself, you see the kind of stats from a marketing perspective of how many patients have used certain technologies, how many beds it saved within hospital, how many appointments it saved. And at the end of the day, how much money it's saved for the NHS. Um, that's the kind of thing that really keeps me passionate about it. I absolutely love it in healthcare when we pick up a new customer and we're rolling out an existing pathway to them, or when we are developing a new pathway with a customer. It's really quite exciting to see what those kind of outcomes are going to be.
Absolutely, and the fact that it is changing lives, supporting patients at home,
Yeah.
meaning they don't have to go to hospital, and in many cases getting improved care. And it's crazy to think, but actually probably 10 years ago when you started, or 8 years ago, when I joined in healthcare, really the marketing, we were talking about, the benefits of digital health and how it can really, really change the way in which we do things. Whereas now the marketing is very different because people get it.
Yeah.
Technology is being adopted, so it's very, very different messaging, and how quickly really that's kind of come about.
Yeah, definitely. And I think again, that is one of the things that keeps you interested in it. You kind of see in that journey of this is what digital health could look like. This is what it can help you with. To, like you say, now talking about, well, actually, these are the cold hard statistics of what we are helping with. And being on that journey, it's absolutely great. There's a lot of ups and downs in digital health, being honest. There's failed projects that don't always pick up, but for those few failed projects, there's all the successful ones. And yeah, it's absolutely great working in it, and it does just keep you coming back.
Absolutely. And probably just to finish off, just how are you and how's life being a new mum?
Yeah, it's absolutely great. You'll know yourself, George, it is the best job in the world, but also the most demanding. Yeah, it's absolutely great. I think for me, coming back to work, being really honest, was quite an emotional time. You feel like a chapter of your life's over, really. And I don't think that's often talked about enough. You kind of come back to work, you're expected, hey, you're back at work now, you log on and you've got a job to do. And I think, it's really not spoken about enough how you've changed as a person. And, it's quite a transition going back to work. Um, but overall, it's absolutely great. And I think, as we've touched on, having that work-life balance makes it, to be honest with you, being able to, do the nursery pickups, the nursery drop-offs, and then also being able to go to work and do the job you love. It's brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, well, Charlie, it's been so good chatting with you.
And you too.
Um, and you've really given some really good advice for women in the industry, and you really are a great inspiration to mums as well. Um, I feel like your thoughts are really refreshing, and just really honest. That juggling a career and being a mum is hard, but you're smashing both. So you're doing really
So are
well.
you,
Well
George.
done. All right. Thanks, Charlie, then.
Thanks, George. Speak to you soon.
Speak soon. Bye.